Hello, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl.
G'day, ballers, and welcome to the Baller BBL SuperCoach podcast. My name's Jono, coach of the Fickle Bickles, and with me to talk about all the big news coming out of round 3 and into round 4 of the BBL season is the coach of the Terrace crew. It's Matt Ricks. How you going, Matty?
G'day, Jono. Very happy to be on the expert side of the mic tonight.
It's almost a bit of pressure on you. You've been able to put all the work onto Myth. He's been having to make all the big calls. You've just been able to sit back. Tonight, you're on the hot seat, mate.
It has. I've managed to when me and Myth chatted this time a few days ago. Myth managed to talk me out of Tom Curran, which was all my fault in the end. Tom Curran ended up getting a great role, which we hadn't seen yet. And I managed to check Curry, who's the baller boffin, out of bringing in Sam Harper, with 1 minute on the clock. He had him in his team, and I said, do not bring in Sam Harper, and he traded him out.
And how's Curry taken to that?
Yeah, so Sam Harper obviously got 204. And no, but to be fair, he said, I've taken complete ownership. The Rick spot is only one little input, same as the model, and he's been amazing. So, yeah, I felt terrible that day. Oh, my God. I actually went to the game between the Stars and the Sixers and watched, just what an innings. Sammy Harper, 100 off 50 balls.
Innings of a lifetime.
Just one of the best BBL innings of all time.
And one of the great celebrations when he got there too. He was a happy man. That would have been, Curry would have been doing it with him if Curry had kept him in the team.
Mate, no, but Curry was 43rd overall at the time.
Far out.
So I've really stitched him up. Sorry, Curry.
Oh, that's a good start to you being the expert of the pod for tonight then. Fantastic.
Mate, what a legend like Sammy Harper. Like, he's toiled for 10 years in BBL to get his first ton or 50 balls. Like, love it. Absolutely love it.
I'll tell you what I'm loving early is you were very in the green room pre-pod adamant that this is going to be a short, sharp pod. You're putting in a bit of work into Sammy Harper early days.
Mate, I have got nothing but... Mate, Sammy Harper is a fellow content creator. He does some great pods down there in Melbourne. Big Melbourne personality. Big personality. And I love him. So congrats, Sam Harper.
Shout out Sam Harper. Matt, how was the Ricks family Christmas? All went well? Santa was good?
Mate, Santa was amazing. We were up here in Sydney. I love coming up to Sydney.
Oh, you were the Podfather's place?
At the Podfather's house. Got the whole family up here. Had a great time. We went out like I said, we went out to the Sixers BBL the other night versus Stars. Amazing. Having a lovely time, mate. Santa was very kind to the kids. How about you guys?
Mate, Christmas morning, awesome, fantastic. Santa was great, as always, put on a show. And then big Christmas cold lunch, all the trimmings, prawns, ham, bread rolls, all of it. And then at about 2 o'clock after a walk, my tummy started feeling a little bit not so good. And, mate, I picked up gastro.
On the day?
On Christmas Day, 2 o'clock, I did not leave the bathroom for 24 hours at 2 o'clock.
What
and
the
mate,
hell?
I tell you, it might have ruined Christmas food for me. Like, I don't think I can ever eat Christmas ham again. It's all I could...
Have you got any idea what it might have been? The prawns, the ham?
No, it was gastro. It wasn't off food. No one else got sick.
Oh, right.
Just me. My daughter had gastro, so I picked it up off her. She was sweet for the day. And then what about this, though, to add to it, I was driving out to the BBL game last night down at Manuka Oval, as I am a Canberran. And on the way, my young fella, who had not had gastro, just going, Dad, my tummy's not feeling so good. I was like, oh, you'll be right, mate. You just had dinner, let it settle. Next minute, just vomiting in the car. Had to turn around and come home. So Christmas was good, but, geez, the gastro sucks.
Mate, they talk about tough carries in NRL for podcasts, like, after nothing's happened in an NRL round, but my goodness gracious. The tough carry on December 29 for BBL, in your first season of BBL, I cannot think of any tougher carry than this, mate, and you're here hosting, so well done.
Yeah, and just to prove how not short and sharp we're going to be tonight, Matt, despite everything we said earlier, how good is BBL SuperCoach? I honestly, I'm loving it. First year playing BBL SuperCoach, lifelong cricket fan. I haven't watched as much Big Bash in 10 years as what I'm watching this year because I'm playing SuperCoach. And it got me thinking, why aren't these like leagues, whether it's AFL, NRL, Big Bash, why aren't they like engaging more in this fantasy side of things? Because when you have a team, you are locked into everything. You're engaging with every bit of media, every game.
Correct.
It makes me wonder why they're not more in on it themselves.
Mate, I don't even own him, and I've been like, how's Tim David's hamstring? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
All right,
He doesn't even have a double coming up.
let's actually get back on topic now, Matt. And how did the Terrace crew go this week? I know we still got, just for the listeners, we are recording this as the Hurricanes are about to come out and bat, so we haven't seen how
Correct.
your captain Mitch Owen has fared just yet. We'll be able to update that during the
No.
pod. But how are the Terrace crew looking?
Mate, halfway through this inning, so the Terrace crew have scored 10-11, 1-0, 1-1, with Mitch Owen captain. So we really, really need a big Mitch Owen ton tonight, like Mitch, if you're listening, which we're about to see. So by the time everyone listens to this, you'll know Mitch Owen, you'll already be over Mitch Owen scoring 89.
Well, they'll hear us probably reacting to it if it happens because we both got the C on him.
Correct. So 10-11, it's not the worst, but I don't own Tom Curran, I don't own Sam Harper, and I don't own Nikhil Chowdhury. So, and Tim David. Tim David got a great score in round one, in the first game.
82.
So 82. So amazing.
I only know because
So
Matt,
I've missed everyone.
He's the one difference between, I believe, we got only a few differences, but he was the one big one that I had this week that you didn't. So I think I'm 10-18 coming into this Canes final innings. So I was hoping he was going to put me well ahead of you.
So I should have potentially owned Tom Curran. Listeners to this podcast would have heard that I was going to bring him in last round, but didn't.
You got Sid Vicious, though.
No, I did. I bought in Big Pete Siddle, who got 145. So that cost me about 50 points. Look, is what it is. I would never have bought Tom Curran. Shout out to Curry, who should have bought Curran, and I talked him out of it. But yeah, look, it's not. Look, just these are the swings you need in BBL, and you can't always get them. So, no, 10-11, 10, yeah, 1-0, 1-1, my score, and whatever Mitch Owen gets, plus the other Canes batters. So, yeah, look, I think I'm going to end up around just outside the top 1,000, I think, and I'm going to fight hard to get back into the top few hundred.
All right. Well, Matt, while we're kind of talking an overview of the round, I'm interested to hear what you think about the Stars, who obviously had their first double this week for round 3. Next week, they're on the bye, and then they're back on the double again in round 5. What's your general thoughts on the Stars? Their batting order volatility, it's constantly changing depending on the mood of the game. What are your overall thoughts coming into that?
Yeah, so general thoughts are, if you own Sam Harper, well done. That is an amazing get. You have no scars from the last 17 years of Big Bash cricket, which I do. And, yeah, fantastic. Honestly, there are some people bought him in this round and vice-captain him, and well done. So, super. So, if you own him, hold him. If you don't own him, obviously, they've got the buy coming up. Don't buy him. Fine. That's it.
Yep. What about...
Definitely do not sell.
Yep.
Glenn Maxwell, if you own, don't sell. Marcus Stoinis, obviously, if you don't. Any Stars. So you have to. So they got the buy now, Jono.
Yes,
correct?
Correct.
Yes. So you can't own more than 4 without sacrificing a player. You got 5 on your bench. If you've got enough, then you're have two fewer players.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
So you can only have 4 and enough, or 5 total Stars. So you can sell Marcus Stoinis, but only if that suits your trade plans. So that's really, really critical. Joe Clark, don't sell. He's going to have a really low break even. Peter Siddle, don't sell. Tom Curran, don't sell. Definitely do not sell either of those two guys because they're going to have really low break evens. Stoinis is the only one. Maxwell can sell, and Stoinis can sell if you have a plan to bring them back in for the following round.
All right. I'm going to shelve that because I want to talk about that when we talk about the Scorchers players, just because, okay. I think that's an interesting talking point that a lot of people are going to be taking on this week. Matty, what are your thoughts on Josh Inglis being released to play the first game of the double and the potential impacts that could have? Is it cousin of Greg, Josh?
Yeah. Old GI. old JI. Or young JI.
Yeah.
Young Josh Inglis. Yes, correct. Look, I just don't know where he's going to bat. They've got a pretty settled top 4 of Marsh, Allen, Connolly, and Hardy. So I presume Inglis will come in at 5. I would not be buying Josh Inglis for the double.
Well, he's only going to
Put it
play
that
the first game of the double too. He is going to get called back into the team. So
Right.
he's not playing the
Okay.
full double.
Okay.
It's more just
Fine.
about the impact he could have on other people on the team.
Well, who's been batting 5 right into that? It's been someone not that relevant. Like it's not super. I've got it here. Ashton Turner. So he'll just drop down a spot to 6, and then Evans to 7, and then Hobson will drop out. Look, I don't think that the English inclusion matters too much for any of your Perth picks.
Cool. All right, well, let's get into our baller blueprint segment this week. And Matt, the segment for baller blueprint is this. Every week of the season so far for 1, 2, and 3, we've had 2 teams on the double. For 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, we only have 1 team on the double each week and 1 on the bye. My question for you is, how does it change your strategy when it comes into your trades? How many players, Matt, do you roughly want to have from each of those teams each week now that there's only 1 team on the double? And is this where you start to use your boosts?
Yeah, so I've already used 1 boost already. So
Wasted.
No, not wasted. Used it last week. Thanks very much, Jonathan McGrath. The short answer is it shouldn't really matter in terms of the single game week, double game week conundrum, double team, double game week conundrum. It's really about your trade plans moving forward. All you're still trying to do is maximize the amount of double game week players that you have. So it can feel really shit when you got someone like Cameron Bancroft, who we all had last week, and he got no points for his double game week. But that's an outlier. Like, you still need to maximize. You still want to maximize the double game week players that you have. The real spanner in the works is Matt Short. So Matt Short got a 175 this week, and shout out to I can't remember who it was in the Discord. I'm going to give him a big shout out in the pod later because, mate, what a call. He's like, I want to bring in Short this round. What do you guys think? I said, don't do it. Mitch said, do it. And he punched out a 175. But yes, to your question, Jono, this is the time where we want to be maximizing the double game week players each week. So we want to have sort of 4 to 5.
4 to 5, okay.
4 to 5. But we also want to be having the best single game week players in our team. So that's your Matt Shorts, your Dan Sams, your Shadab Khans, your Will Sutherlands, your Jack Wildermuths, the guys who are batting and bowling every week, who you're confident that are not going to get a 0 and who at the very least can punch out a good 20 to 30.
Yeah. Isn't Shadab Khan, he's only got 1 more game left. So this is the last week you'd have him, right?
Correct. So it came out today that he's going to be available for the Thunder's round 4 and 5 game.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
So 2 more weeks of him.
2 more weeks of Shadab, and then he's gone 6, 7, 8, and then back for round 9 and finals.
Okay. So 4 to 5 is a good target to try and get, and you want to obviously try and get the best ones. You don't just want to fill it with 4 to 5 junkie, whoever. You want to be trying to get who are the 2 best, and then kind of taking a flyer and maybe 2 or 3 other guys who you fancy as well who have good roles.
I think the really, really big decision for rounds 4 and 5 is, do you want to keep 6s? And that's Josh Phillippe and Jack Edwards. They're the 2 that everybody owns, and they've got a game in round 4, and then they've got a bye in round 5.
But then they have 2 double. Then they have a double in round 6.
Correct. So, what do you do? Like, if you've only got, if everyone's running at least 4 or 5 stars, and they've got the bye in round 4, what do you do? And you're running Edwards and Phillippe. So, do you hold them and then hold them through the bye? So it's really, really tricky.
Yeah. All right. And I think, Matt, the only other thing I want to touch on is I've been saving my boosts to use for these single game weeks. I feel like I'm pretty happy with everything you said. I'm happy I actually have not used any boosts over the rounds 2 and 3 because now I can really make sure I have those 4 to 5 good quality players. So I'm really happy with how that's worked out. All right, Matt, well, let's start off. Our opening big segment tonight is going to be all about the Scorchers analysis, going through some of their best players and looking at who are the ones that you have to bring in, who are the ones that you might want to bring in, and who are the ones we potentially look at avoiding. And obviously, the big name for the Scorchers that is going to have people tearing their hair out is Cooper Connolly, who is in really hot form at the moment. His role is looking nicer and nicer. He actually bowled 3 overs this week, which is the most in a game he's done so far. Do you have him as a heaven and earth man? For new listeners to Baller Stuff, we refer to a heaven and earth man as someone who you will move heaven and earth to get in your team no matter what.
I do, except unless you're like what's the term, Jono, for those like sadomasochist? Sadomacho. It's just, I feel like tubes here.
What are you talking about?
Sadomachinist. Like the guys who like a lot of pain.
Oh,
basically.
yes, okay.
If you don't want that, if you do want that, then yes, because that's the way that you can get up with the ranks if Cooper goes like 0-1 in his 2 games, which is just not going to happen, obviously, but there is a chance
Of course.
that could happen. So, yes, you do have to move heaven and earth. He has the best role. He's going to bowl and he's going to bat 3. And to boot, he's the best batsman in the competition. There is no doubt about that. He is a freak. I am putting this on the line right now. He's a future Australian captain. He is currently the best player in the Big Bash competition.
Okay, so heaven and earth. So
Absolute
I
weapon.
have to get him. Well, then this leads me to my next question, because for me, Matt, I am going to have to trade out a big name to be able to get him in. He's not cheap. His expected price is going to be just under 230K. So my 3 options, Matt, I want you to rank them.
It's really tough because I think Jedward is going to drop in price, right? So he's going to play next week, a single game week. Then he's on the bye. Oh, what a shot, Mitch Owen. Sorry, I'm absolutely creaming over that one. He's moved from 1 to 5. Mate, I think that Stoinis is a hold. So I'm going to put that out there right now. I'm going to move heaven and earth to hold Stoinis. His role is the best in the league, and which is really weird because he hasn't batted in either of the Stars double in round 3, which is crazy, right? But he's going to be batting 4 or 5 for the Stars moving home. He's bowling 4 overs. What a role. What a role. I am never selling Marcus Stoinis. I would prefer to sell Glenn Maxwell, slightly higher BE. And if I can't get Maxi back, like it's not as big a deal if I can't get Stoinis back. So I'm going to keep Maxi over Stoinis. I also think Jack Edwards, 201K. Look, I'm going to try as hard as I can to hold Jack Edwards, but if I had to sell him, I would. His break-even is going to be in the 40s this round. He's then going to have the buy. If I have to buy him back for round 6, then I will. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing my best to hold both Stoinis and Jack Edwards, but I think Edwards could be a sell.
Yeah, right. Well, I was leaning Jedward, and I think that probably clears that up for me, Matty. So I think that's the way I'll go, and then try and get him back as a priority, pending his role changing. And Matt, while we're on Jedward, I'm just going to quickly ask you one more thing about him, because he was going to be one of our baller move topics, and we've really stepped on that.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
So baller move is about the potential selling Jedward. What do you think about him we got Sam Curran potentially coming back around the time that 6 is double? Does that add credence to selling Jedward? Because he's obviously a man who is a fantastic bowler, pretty handy with the bat. Do you think that's going to impact Jedward's role come that round 6 double anyway?
I don't, Jono, because I think Jack is so good and I think they've got so much trust in him that Sam Curran's role will replace someone like a Joel Davies or, one of those sort of more like shittier bowlers, to be honest. They've got so much faith in Jedward, and he's going to keep batting 6, and he's keep getting his 4 overs. That I'm going to try and hold Jedward, like I said. But if I have to sell him, I'd much prefer to sell him over Stoinis.
Yeah, and obviously you've spoken about how high you are in Connolly. I see Jedward as potentially one of those guys who could be a fixture in international teams for many, many years to come as well. He's an absolute weapon.
He makes me feel like very insecure though. Like he's so big and tall.
Strapping, handsome, good at everything.
And just as a little person, and the fear that I felt in big people, that just it's no good for me.
All right. Well, Matt, you said that you think Cooper Connolly is the best player in all of Big Bash. Producer Gramsy, I think it's a bit of a crazy question, but Gramsy's adamant he wants us to discuss this. is there a chance that Connolly gets picked for the Sydney Test with how good his form is?
I think there should be. I think there should be a conversation. Like, he's played Test cricket in Sri Lanka before, so he's played one Test. We're just watching Mitch Owen get out here. Oh, it's not been caught.
He's fine.
Thank God.
He's fine.
Oh my God.
Placed it perfectly, Mitchy boy.
I think Australia should be picking Mitch Owen. Pick Mitch Owen too. Definitely.
Cooper Connolly.
I think Australia should be picking Cooper Connolly in the Test match in Sydney. Like, why wouldn't they? Like, if they're not going to pick a spinner, pick Cooper Connolly to about 7 or 8, along with Bo Webster.
But the question isn't
that's going to happen.
Yeah, is there any risk he gets picked? I say no. His name hasn't been in the conversation.
I wouldn't go as far as there's no risk. I think there is some risk. I think he is the best player in T20 cricket in the world.
Yes, but it's very low. It's very low risk. It should not be stopping people from picking it. Would you agree with that?
Only if you know that he's definitely turned up for that first game, yes.
Okay.
Because they're not going to, there's obviously not going to be, they're not going to pick him if he's, like, they're going to tell him he's going to be picked in the Test team. So he's going to be playing in that first game of round 4, or he's not. He is just a guy who you need. If they're going to bowl him 3 or 4 overs and he's batting number 3 as the best player in the comp, like, you have to own him. There's no, you have to own him and you have to vice captain. That's it. And then you have to you could probably just straight see him if you wanted to.
I'm going to start calling you Matt Short and Sharp in honour of the great Matt Short. Cooper Connolly. Yes, we got it.
He's literally one of the best players in the world at the age of 21.
Heaven and earth, everyone get Cooper Connolly and don't be put off by the Test. All right, other Scorchers. One of the most, I think he is the highest owned Scorcher, is Aaron Hardy, who dropped down to 3 overs in the last game. Connolly potentially taking overs off him. He went for 42 runs in his 3 overs. He hasn't looked to be bowling particularly well. I still think, though, he's in 75% of the top 10%. Like, obviously, you are not selling Aaron Hardy. You're playing him for a double game. If you're one of that kind of small minority of people who don't own him, are you getting him still, despite those reasons? At 83K he's expected to be.
I would still buy him, yes. I own him already, and he's so cheap. And he's bowling 3 to 4 overs a game. He's batting number 4. Yes, I would definitely. He would be a priority purchase over someone like a Mitch Marsh or a Finn Allen for me.
Okay. Yep. What about Mitch Marsh? Not in great form. Dirt cheap. He's expected to be about 72K. He's one that I think a lot of the kind of casual fans own. His ownership's pretty good, but I don't know how good it is amongst the really serious BBL SuperCoach players. I brought him in this week, Matt, just as a way of clearing up some cash to get Cooper Connolly and have that money to get him with his price going up again for next week. I feel fine about owning Mitch Marsh for a double. He just needs one good score. What do you think about him?
First purchase for me this week.
Wow,
Absolutely
first purchased.
No hesitation. He's straight in.
Do you see the bad form as you lacking confidence in getting runs, or do you think it's just he's due? He has to get one eventually.
Jono, I could not give a shit about his bad form. He's one of the best batters in T20 world cricket.
You're a superlatives man tonight.
Well, I don't understand. Like, he's the captain of the Australian T20 team.
No, I feel like you've said that about 3 people already this pod.
Yeah, I could not feel like why would you? He's like, how much he's going to be? Like 70K?
72.
It's the freest thing I've ever heard. Just buy him.
Yep. Nice. What
Double
about
game week?
What about Finn Allen?
I already own him.
What about for people who don't? He was a popular purchase this week.
He's going to be about. I bought him this week for 105K. He went 68, so he looks amazing. Handsome dude, Kiwi. Oh my god! Like, what's not to love? He's going to be about 127 to 130K. Look. Oh, because this really comes down to how many Perth you want. So if you want 4 Perth or 5 Perth or 3 Perth. 3 Perth, you want Connolly, Hardy, and Marsh. They're the 3 you want. 4 Perth, you want Connolly, Hardy, Marsh, and Finn Allen. So they're top 4 batters. Also, Hardy bowls and Connolly bowls. If you want 5 Perth, then Finn Allen is a must. So 5 Perth is Beardman or Brody Couch or what's that other guy's name? Joel Harris. So that really, really comes down to your team setup.
You mentioned Beardman, and I think he, like, obviously at his price, he'll be, you know, what is he, 75K. He's going to be well looked at. You don't have no job security issues. We've seen him in and out of that team a little bit.
Well, Richardson he's gone on the Sydney Test, so.
Yeah. So you think his security's good with that in mind?
I think his security's good. Him and Paris both have good job security.
Do you like Paris as a potential?
I don't love either. But I think I am going to buy one of them. I think I genuinely, I'm going to really weigh that up in my trade plans.
Owen gone for 10. Just as you say that, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, Mitch. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
AJ Ty. I've just got a message. Tubes has just sent a message through as well. He looks so bad, Owen. Oh, thanks, Tubes. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, Tubes isn't wrong, but also still didn't stop Tubes from captaining him.
Oh, well, no, he's right. He's just frustrated owner.
Yeah, it sucks. Sorry, get back with what you're talking about Beardman and Paris.
No, 5. So I'm going with 5 Scorchers probably. Just pending if the short is the big variable there, but I think Beardman is a good pick. He's going to be super cheap, and as long as we're confident he's going to play both games, which I think we are with Richardson in the test team, then yeah, I think Beardman's the pick there. But Paris is, I think they're both expected. I think they're both expected to play both games.
What about Paris? Like, his ownership is minuscule. He's a super pod. Paris,
they're shit, mate. No. I know they're pods, but they're shit. Like, they're just shit players. Like, they're fine, but they're shit.
Sorry,
you know
but I was going to phrase the question as, is there any temptation to go Paris over Beardman because of that lower ownership?
No.
That wouldn't be a factor for you?
No. Jono, all I want in those picks is expected games.
Okay. And
all I want them to be playing.
Do you have their bat-only guys, Evans, Hobson, Turner? Are they no-goes for you? Is there any of those guys that you think are worth a flyer?
No. Could not purchase them with any confidence whatsoever.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to our actual baller move segment, and it's a name that we have mentioned already several times this pod. It's Matt Short and Sharp. Matt Short. Now, Matt, you have spoken about the potential of even playing one less Scorcher this week, or purchasing one less Scorcher to secure Matt Short into your team. And for those people wondering why he would do that, well, here's the reasons why. He's coming off 175. He's going to have a negative break even of about minus 20, which is massive. So if he is to get 260-ish scores over the next 2 weeks, he's going to be 246K going into their double.
Wow.
So the big risk is that if you don't get him, and thank you, producer Gramsci, for that research, because that's a crazy number. If you don't get him this week, he's going to be incredibly tough to get for that double week for them. What are your thoughts, Matt?
My thoughts is you should buy him now. So whether you have to boost for him or whether he's your third trade, if you can do it. How much is he this week?
223K he's expected to be per baller projections.
I've got to give a massive shout out here too. I'm going to get it up because this is one of the...
Get Gramsci to get it up while we talk about it.
Gramsci, this is one of the better pieces of detective work I've seen. One of the boys in the Discord here is just like, Rixie, Myth, what do you guys think about bringing Short in this week as a pod? And I'm like, mate, just get a double game week player. Lo and behold, 175 points, opening the bat, 2 wickets. Oh my God. I wish I listened to you, bro. So massive shout out. Gramsci will give us a shout out to who that Discord person was, but oh my God. So I tip my absolute hat tip to that. They're the type of baller moves that you need to win Supercoach. And I'm once again, one step behind.
Well, while we're on that, Matt, that's a bit of a reminder for everyone to, if they're not in our baller Discord, please do come and join us. If you want to have a chat about those things, you just got to head to ballr.live/Discord. It will take you a matter of a few minutes to log in to Baller, sign up. I'm talking about if you have to sign up to Baller as well, if they're not already done that.
Bro. A few seconds.
How good's bro? As you sip a crisp white wine there and give me a bit of bro
Mate,
work.
My 9-year-old son, that's all we speak about is bro. That's it.
I got to say, I've been impressed the amount of times you guys have said guys batting 6 or 7 and haven't put in any 6-7 work yet. That's good. For a man with children, mate, you've done very, very well this year to avoid. So, look, to put it short, Matt Short, get him this week. Find the way, prevent yourself a headache in 2 weeks having to spend up big on him. Not easy, though, to get Connolly and Short, both big money players. That is not easy to get both this week.
I would prioritise Connolly over Short.
Yeah, double game week. You have to, right?
Yeah. Look, you can always find a way to pay up for Short. That's the key. So I like to pay for Short on a single game week for 223K. Far out. Like, I don't want to do that. But I will boost to do that because he's going to be unaffordable when we need him in that double in round 7. It's round 7, yeah? They've got the double game week?
Yeah, round 6.
Round 6.
No, sorry, 7. You're correct. 7. You are correct. Yeah.
So he's only going north. That 175 has ruled him out, like, of content. Like, he's going to be 260, 270K by then. So, yeah, it's look, great work, those who have picked him up before this week. I am going to I think that is worth a boost at this stage of the season. I would rather run the boost now, get Short in. It depends who you're trading out. Like, you want to make sure you're not overexposed this week. Like, you don't want to sell stars. So you got Maxi, you got Stoinis, you got Curran, you got Clark, you got Harper. You just want to be a little bit careful. You want to keep those guys. So that's all I would say is just make sure you're not selling the farm to build a castle.
All right. And Gramsy has found the name of that baller on the Discord for us. It was Jones 97K. It was. So well done,
Legend.
Jones. Hopefully you listened to Myth and not Matt on that one and you brought him in this week and have him in your team. Good luck with that. Matt, our final segment of the show tonight, we have obviously, we're saying this as the Canes are currently playing now after Mitch Owen has had another disappointing score.
Looking like on the way to a victory against the Gades.
Yes, on the way to a victory. So I'm just talking from a little salty Mitch Owen captainer, as I say that one.
I'm just trying to reverse mock that because I'm going for the Gades tonight.
You are too. That's right. You invested in them, aren't you? Yep. So, Matt, what we're going to do here is I'm going to say the Hurricanes player. Let's use the traffic light system. If you rank them as a red, you think that they are a sell immediately this week. If you rank them as orange, you think they're a non-urgent sell. And if you rank them as green, you're saying that they are fine to hold as single-week players or potentially sit on their benches. And, yeah, even if we need to play them as single-game week players at times as well. And keeping in mind, the Canes still do have one more double to come, and that is in round 7, the same week as the Strikers have that double that we mentioned before. You ready to go, mate?
Yeah. Wait, I just want to preface this, mate, with so they've got a blank game week 6 when the Sixers have a double, and then they've got a double in 7, and then another final blank in 8. So their sell-offs obviously after that game week 7 double. So yeah, the Canes are some of the most interesting players in my mind.
All right, well, let's hear it. So first of all, Mitch Owen, red light, orange or green?
What's he going to be? Do you think he's going to be cheap?
He's going to be down around 120K odd.
No, I'm gonna keep him just because he's bowled another over or two tonight, and I hate how other teams have found him out now with this. Like, they're just heaps good at finding out about player strengths, so I don't like that. But he's too cheap to sell, so I'm going to hold.
Shout out Myth. Myth kind of called this, didn't he, in the preseason that he thought Owen was in for a down year. Unfortunately for Myth, though, he did still bring him in. Like, it would have been a huge antipod. I get why Myth didn't do it because it's one of those ones where if you get it wrong, it's a kind of season over one. But geez,
would have been season completely back if he didn't buy him though.
Of course, and that's the risk you run, I suppose. What about Nathan Ellis? So sorry, you have Mitch Owen as orange, a non-urgent sell, or even maybe a green as a hold.
No. He's a non-urgent to hold. Yep.
Okay, cool. What about Nathan Ellis?
I will hold Ellis.
Okay. Well, this is one that
too cheap.
Yep. What about he's one that I was planning on holding. is Chris Jordan, who I think has
Sell.
looked fantastic. Okay, so is it just a price thing?
Hardest sell as you can get. Yes, complete
What?
pricing.
Okay.
So he's going to be like 140, 150K.
Yeah, around 140-ish.
Yeah. So just the hardest sell you've ever seen.
What about Hussein?
Sell.
Okay, so he's a red light. McDermott, we haven't seen come to the crease yet. What are your early thoughts on Dermy?
It all completely comes down to how he performs with the bat tonight. He is the easiest sell ever if he doesn't do anything with the bat.
Just watching, like, because I've been obviously
he's
more focused.
He's going to be batting 5 or something like.
I've been more focused on the pod and talking to you, Matty, locking into your eyes than I have been watching the cricket. They just showed some of Mitch Owen's wild shots from tonight, and he did look terrible tonight. Just not good at all. Tubes is very much right. It wasn't just salt from Tubes. Mitch Owen looked bad.
No, I want to sell Mitch Owen, but I'm gonna make my head make the call there, not my heart.
All right, and last couple, Riley Meredith. -7 break even, expected to be about 104K.
Look, not an urgent sell, but yeah, you don't want him in your team.
And last and least, in my opinion, Rehan Ahmed, who actually, to be fair, he's been bowling really nicely.
Yeah, he's just been a bit of a disaster for all owners. Sell.
So you had us down there, Matt, I think between your oranges and greens, your non-urgent sells and your holds, you had about 4 guys that you either had as orange or green. Surely you're not holding 4 canes. So there's going to have to be some tough choices made.
No, I'm going to hold maybe 2 canes, I think. So probably Owen and Ellis, I would say. So I think I'm going to sell Ben McDermott. And who's my other cane? I'll just check on my team right here. Yeah, Benny Mack and Chris Jordan. So Ellis and Owen are probably going to be my holds, and I'll be putting the E on both of those guys. They're not like play every game guys, but they're also not problems. You know what I mean? Owen's opening the batting and bowling. What's wrong with that?
Yep. And Matt, my last one, just on a different team. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Dan Sams, who I know a lot of people are frustrated with, myself included. I played him this week. I played him last week for the double as well, where he didn't deliver. Only got a 3. He also only got 2 overs because the Stars absolutely dominated, and the game was over before it barely began in that second innings there. What are your thoughts on him? I would have understood the sell. Producer Gramsci's made a good point about Sams. He might be a good emergency candidate because they play in the first or the second game for the rest of the season. Does that mean you could maybe just keep him on your bench and stick that in from week to week?
Mate, Dan Sams is the hardest hold you can ever get.
All right. Matty, I think that's just a perfect place to just about wrap it up on a record. We can't top that. So, look, just a reminder for everyone who's not engaging, I'm sure everyone who listens to the pod has to be getting over to ballr.live. They're signed up. They're in there ready to go. They're using the projections. If you want to know how good the projections are, the man who's leading the Baller League is the man who makes the projections, Curry. And his projections are so good, he wanted to bring in Sam Harper until Matt talked him out of it. So he knows what's going on.
He'd be winning it. He'd be winning the whole thing.
Great man, Curry, too.
What a man.
Great man. Good fella to talk to. Very handsome. He's a legend. All right, Matty, that will do us there. Bring us home, please, mate.
Mate, thank you so much for hosting tonight.
Pleasure.
Want to wish all the ballers a very Merry Christmas, and want to let everyone go with a big "You Built A."